Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. Got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. I have 4 MLB Player Props to go ahead and share with you guys in today's MLB slate. But first, before we dive into today's picks, a quick little recap of how we did last night. And boy, did we stink it up. 0-4 last night. The only way it could have gone worse is if Dane Myers actually did play last night and he lost. So 0-4, guys. The cold streak continues. There's not much I can really say. It sucks. Trust me, as someone who's actually putting his money where his mouth is, I'm betting these picks. I'm losing money. I'm sure you guys are losing money if you're tailing. Cold streaks suck, man, and they do happen. The best part about a cold streak and the positive spin on this is the fact that after a cold streak, at least for me, it usually follows a hot streak. So yes, not a great start right now, but I know what this means. This massive cold streak means we're going to get real hot real soon. I do want to apologize to everybody, obviously. I don't like handing out bad picks. I go through all the data. The data seems sound. The matchup seems sound. Just Lady Luck hasn't been on our side. It sucks, but you got to just get back up on the horse and keep on riding him, and you can't stop. I mean, you could stop. I mean, it is gambling, but I mean, I'm not saying to chase your losses. I'm just saying, like, you're never going to overcome it if you just don't keep going after it. So, yeah, maybe that wasn't the best analogy. My ultimate point being, guys, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. We're not going to slow down here. We're just going to keep operating like normal, and we're going to snap out of this. I know we will. Just be patient, hang in there, because I know it's coming soon. Hopefully, with today's picks. We got 4 player props. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Our first player prop in today's video, we're targeting the Twins-Reds game, 7:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Christian Vasquez of the Minnesota Twins over half a strikeout. We're grabbing it for -135 over on DraftKings. You can grab it from a couple different places, Prize Pick, Sleeper. As always, guys, make sure to shop around for the best sportsbook odds available. And some people might find it weird that I kind of drag on the losing streak. I'm just somebody who's very transparent. I know we had a conversation in the comments yesterday about, I put the title yesterday was cash last night. The one thing I try to do is be very transparent. I'm not trying to cheat all you guys out of this. I'm very honest about my wins, my losses, when I'm bad, when I'm good. So I just like to be transparent because there's a lot of YouTubers out there who do go through the similar things, but they do a good job of covering it up and hiding it. I'm not about that. I suck right now, hands down, or hand up, I guess. I suck right now. But I like to be honest about that because I like to be honest with you guys, whether I win or whether I lose. Just want to go ahead and clarify that for everybody watching because I am somebody who I think is very transparent when it comes to the results, what I'm betting, and stuff like that. So anyways, all that in the rearview mirror now. Let's stick to the positive, including these player props here. Christian Vasquez, over half a strikeout. He's cashed the over in 7 of his last 10 games, averaging 0.7 strikeouts per game over his last 10 games. Now, when you do go ahead and stretch the data out to the entire season view, it's fine. 50% hit rate, 18 out of 36 games this year. He's cashed the over, averaging 0.58 strikeouts per game this year. Like I said, it's fine. It's not great from an overall perspective, but it's fine. But the recent data is pretty strong. Even the last 20 game data, 55%. Last 5 game data, 80%. You can look at it from a couple different angles, but overall, it's a pretty solid trend data with this player prop. Not a ton of head-to-head data to go off of here, but each of the last 2 matchups with the Cincinnati Reds, he has cashed the over, including yesterday. He had 1 strikeout in what was a 6-5 loss for the Twins. But he's averaging 1 strikeout per game across the last 2 matchups. Again, kind of a small sample size to go off of. And we also have the insights provided by Outlier, which just kind of reiterate a lot of the same stuff. Christian Vasquez has exceeded half a strikeout in 5 of his last 6 games, averaging 0.8 strikeouts per game over the last 6 games. But scrolling down below here to the matchups, again, really solid matchup data. Christian Vasquez not having the best of years, 191 batting average, 16.4 strikeout percentage, 254 WOBA. Versus left-handed pitchers like Nick Lodolo, it gets even worse for Vasquez, which obviously is better for us. 0.071 batting average, 18.8 strikeout percentage. That's the key one there. That goes up. 154 WOBA, which is obviously a decrease. Very, very good for us. And then Nick Lodolo, 21.3% strikeout rate, which is already pretty solid. Versus right-handed batters, it actually does increase to 22.1. So really solid numbers across the board here. Pretty solid matchup. The trend data, the matchup data, everything points to this being a pretty solid player prop. And again, from -135 pretty decent value here. And actually, guys, our second player prop, we're going to stick with this same game, this Twins-Reds game, 7:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Bailey Ober of the Minnesota Twins over 5.5 hits allowed, which is a plus money play. We're grabbing it for, well, I guess for us, it's minus 105. That's what's available to me. But for some of you guys, Hard Rock Bet, Caesars, Underdog, all plus money. We're grabbing it for myself on DraftKings, minus 105. So minus 105 odds, data is pretty strong here. 7 of the last 10 games, he's cashed the over. It's, of course, a 70% hit rate, averaging 6 hits allowed per game over the last 10 games. So pretty good numbers there. Even if you look at the last 5 games, or 3 of the last 4, 3 of the last 5 games, averaging 5.4 hits allowed over the last 5. But pretty good numbers. Then you go ahead and stretch the data out to the entire season view for Bailey Ober. 8 out of 14 games this year, he's cashed the over. It's a 57% hit rate, averaging 5.79 hits allowed per game this year in Minnesota. So rough year for Bailey Ober, not the best of seasons for him. Pretty good matchup for us. From a head-to-head perspective, again, small sample size, not a lot to go off of. The last time he faced off with the Reds was September 13th of last season. He did give up 6 hits and what was an 8-4 loss for Minnesota. But again, that was over a year, less than a year ago, but last season. So rough to completely go off of that. But the key thing here with this player prop, beyond the trend data, which already is pretty solid, you have the matchup stats here. Now, the Reds versus right-handed pitchers have been very, very good this year. 4th best batting average overall in Major League Baseball this year versus right-handed pitchers. And over the last 30 games, have actually been better. They're the best offense in terms of batting average against right-handed pitchers over the last 30 games. Number 1, batting 275 off of righties. BABIP, overall rank, and last 30 game rank top 3 in the league. Really good numbers. And looking at Bailey Ober, again, 19th percentile, 273 batting average allowed. BABIP, 297, 35th percentile. Really solid matchup across the board here. The Reds should take advantage of the matchup. The one key thing is, do the Twins pull over too early before he can cash the over? That's the big risk here. I'm probably going to go half a unit on this. I don't know if it'll be a full unit play. It feels like more of a half unit play for me, but I do like this spot a lot. The value is there. The data is there. Seems like a pretty solid player prop. And for its plus money, depending on where you're getting it, minus 105 if you're using DraftKings, pretty good value. All right, guys, our third player prop in today's video. Moving on to the Royals-Rangers game, 8:05 p.m. first pitch. We got Wyatt Langford of the Texas Rangers under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We're grabbing this one for minus 130 on DraftKings, but again, it's available on multiple sports books for varying odds. Shop around for where your best odds are available. Now, for this player prop, the trend data is solid. Not great, but solid. It's more about the matchup here with this one. But Wyatt Langford's cashed the under in 6 of his last 10 games, averaging 1.8 hits, runs, RBIs per game over the last 10 games. And if we do go ahead and stretch the data out to the entire season view, a 53% hit rate on the under for Wyatt Langford. 33 out of 62 games, he's cashed the under, averaging 1.85 hits, runs, RBIs per game this year. Like I said, the recent data, it's solid. The overall data, it's solid. It's not the best we've seen. It's not great, but it's fine. It's solid. Now, being totally transparent, the head-to-head data, not great. Just 2 of his last 5 matchups with the Royals, he's cashed the under, averaging 2.8 hits, runs, RBIs per game. Now, all 3 cashes came in June of last year, so literally a year ago, or the last time he cashes over. He's played them 1 time this year, which was last night. He had 0 hits, 0 runs, and 0 RBIs. Looking at the insights provided by Outlier, Wyatt Langford has failed to exceed 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs in 5 of his last 6 games at home, averaging just 1 hit, run, RBI per game over the last 6 home games. It's an 83% hit rate over the last 6 home games, so pretty good numbers for us. That does include last night's game versus the Royals as well. But like I said, guys, going down to the key matchup stats, it's all about the matchup from here. Wyatt Langford batting 236 this year with a 110.8 WRC plus, not great. Versus left-handed pitchers, which is a 69. We're still going to pause for the applause. 69 plate appearances versus left-handed pitchers, so definitely a smaller sample size, but he's batting 214, so the batting average drops even lower. The WRC plus does increase to 129.9, but I'm not too concerned about that. The batting average is low, and then looking at Chris Bubic, sorry for not pronouncing that correctly, the pitcher for the Royals, he's having a solid year overall, and then versus right-handed batters, excuse me, he gets even better. ERA drops, batting average allowed drops, home runs per 9 stays the same, but that's fine, and the WOBA drops, so really solid matchup in that regard. Bubic versus Langford seems like a really solid matchup here. Langford, again, he's been cashing the under pretty consistently all year long. Feels like a pretty good matchup. And again, for minus 130, decent value there as well. We are about to hit the 10-minute mark in today's video, guys. So if you are still watching at this point, please comment 10 down below. As always, appreciate those, especially now during the cold streak. Appreciate those who have been sticking around, watching every day or watching every so often and commenting and supporting. Like I said, rough times right now, but we're going to overcome it. And when we do, we're going to overcome it. It's going to be glorious. The vibes are going to be so much better when we're back to winning our bets. Right now, like I said, it sucks, and I'm trying to be positive. But obviously, no one's having fun when we lose our bets. This isn't as fun when we are on the cold streak that we're on, but it's just part of the business sometimes. Anyways, guys, our fourth and final player prop in today's video, we have Padres Dodgers 10:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Max Muncy of the Dodgers over half a base. We're grabbing it for minus 150 on ESPN Bet. Again, available on multiple sports books for varying odds. Muncy's cashed the over in 7 of his last 10 games. It's a 70% hit rate, averaging 1.2 total bases per game over the last 10 games. Overall this year, a 52% hit rate on the over for Max Muncy, 36 out of 69. We'll pause for the applause again. 69 games played. He's cashed the over, averaging 1.32 total bases per game this year. So like I said, all these player props have solid, not great data, not the best we've ever seen, but solid data, all over 50%. Last 20 games, 55%, like I said, pretty solid. And from a head-to-head perspective, a lot of sample size to go off of here, a lot of data to look at in terms of the matchup versus the Padres. 11 of his last 21 matches versus San Diego, he's cashed the over. It's a 52% hit rate, averaging 1.19 total bases per game over the last 21 matches. And just to reiterate, it's only half a base, so he just needs to get a single, one hit, and he cashes the over. They played 5 times so far this year. This is the 6th meeting for Max Muncy against the Padres. So far, he's cashed the over in 4 of 5 games against San Diego so far this year, including both games of this series so far. So pretty good numbers this year versus San Diego, decent numbers overall versus San Diego. And looking down below the key matchup stats, again, really solid numbers. Max Muncy having an okay year versus right-handed pitchers like Kolek gets even better. Max Muncy, 280 batting average, 330 BA, BIP, 220 ISO, and 38.3% extra base hit percentage. All nice increases from his overall numbers. And looking at Steven Kolek, the pitcher for the Padres, having an okay year, but versus left-handed batters like Max Muncy, those numbers take a massive jump up. ERA, batting average allowed, slugging, extra base hit percentage, they all increase exponentially. So really solid matchup here, really good value. That's our fourth and final player prop in today's video. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. We'll be back tomorrow with another MLB player prop video. Win or lose, doesn't matter. We're always going to be here the next day. Well, unless something crazy happens with the pizza shop or whatever, or I go on vacation again, which shout out to the person in the comments who was like, you should go back on vacation. Yeah, I agree. The vacation ruined this, and maybe going back on vacation will fix it. Who knows? But win or lose, rain or shine, we'll be back tomorrow with another MLB player prop video. Until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. I hope we're all winners. Let's go ahead and please, for the love of God, let's make some money.